one source of tension in Malaysia, kind of within the people there, is between kind of the Malays and some of the other ethnic groups there. Since Malays are the majority in Malaysia, basically worked into their laws and into their constitution a little bit, I think, are these certain aspects that give the Malays certain preferences, like in employment, education, housing. And so from the non-Malays, a lot of them are very frustrated with what they see as this kind of Malay dominance and these little perks that are given within their legal system to the Malay majority.
Kawan-kawan saya yang banyak mengundi PS pun diorang banyak menentang ISET ni lah. Sebab agama diorang ke mungkin diorang rasa tergugat, diorang punya keistimewaan ke diorang rasa tergugat.
The ISET is basically a declaration that your country is committed to eliminating racial discrimination and promoting understanding among all races, which is clearly an admirable thing to aspire to. Almost all countries have already agreed to follow this set of principles. Malaysia is one of only 14 countries that have yet to act on the convention. And our PM has said that to implement ISET would be almost impossible, given that it would mean changing the federal constitution, and that would require a 2/3 majority to pass in parliament, which is highly unlikely to happen.
Then you had the Chinese coming, you had the Indian coming, the Britishers coming. They are our new guest. Somebody called me a guest. So I said, before me, the Chinese are the guest. They aren't born here. So if you want the new guest to go first, ask the old guest to go back.
Indian Muslim preacher Zakir Naik is sparking controversy in Malaysia. He is currently a permanent resident of Malaysia. India revoked his passport in 2017 over charges of money laundering and hate speech. Now, Malaysian politicians are also calling for him to be deported.
Survey: Malay Indian job seekers likely to face discrimination. Mandarin requirement is just the smoke screen to hire Chinese candidates. Janganlah reinforce stereotypes that Melayu ada public sector, Cina ada private. Then what about Indians? What about Eurasians? What about orang asli? Why are we not hiring based on qualifications alone? I think it's because of the stereotype that Chinese people are hardworking, disciplined, they show up on time, they get the job done. Pandai. But stereotypes about Indians and Malays aren't exactly very positive. Government servants who are mostly Malays are said to take multiple breaks during their working hours. Pukul 8 masuk office, pukul 10 minum pagi, pukul 1 makan lunch, pukul 3:30 jangan lupa minum petang ya. Pukul 4 nak clock out. Obviously people are gonna think Malays are lazy. Indians pula gangsters, How lah? People see us, the first thing they want to do is lock doors. Who's going to open the doors of opportunities for us if like this?
51% responden kajian bebas percaya kerajaan harus menghapuskan sistem sekolah vernakular dan terus memberi tumpuan pada sekolah satu aliran sahaja. Dalam kajian yang dijalankan firma penyelidikan bebas Vase.ai, daripada sejumlah 1,024 responden, 49% pula percaya sistem sedia ada harus dikekalkan.
I grew up with different friends of all races, cultures, beliefs, you name it, and pretty much I had an awesome childhood because of this wide variety of friends.
But without Indians and Malays, so it's a beautiful country and they have different type of cultures. Without Malay culture or Indian culture, it wouldn't be Malaysia, it would be like China.
Kekuatan kita sebenarnya kaum kita. Chinese dengan cara dia untuk naikkan Malaysia. Indian dengan cara dia untuk naikkan Malaysia. Melayu dengan cara dia untuk naikkan Malaysia. Yang tu yang saya fikir. Lagi satu pelancong yang datang kat sini, dia tak payah nak pergi jauh-jauh. Dia pergi Malaysia je semua ada.
如果是一个印度人 then 我不会讲华语了咯。现在Dragon Dance 全部都我们可以看。我不用好像哇我要去中国，我要买那个 ticket spend 那么多钱，我要去中国看那个 dance 吗？不用的吗？全部在马来西亚。
I come from Australia and I've been in Malaysia for 4 years. Well, if Malaysia only had one race, then there wouldn't really be a lot of diversity. I mean, we would have all these people would be looking exactly the same, talking exactly the same. That would be pretty boring.
I started to understand that what race we're born into was never a choice. Sometimes what religion we're born into was never a choice. These are the circumstances that I was born into, and everybody has these circumstances. Nobody asked to be born, and nobody asked to be born the way they were born. When I started to understand that, I started to understand macam, oh, it's stupid to be racist sebenarnya, because macam you're ridiculing someone for something they had no say over. They had zero choice in the matter, and you're making them feel bad about